Hello again, Struck. Welcome back to my stream, my channel, and I'll be returning with my second day of playing Valkyrie Elysium, my second episode of my playthrough of Valkyrie Elysium. So I'll continue where I left off yesterday. Haven't done any progress since then, and let's see how it goes. Let's just give me a moment here to switch to the game, and then we can just do, where is it, continue, boom, there we go. I really enjoyed this game yesterday, so can't wait to see what other weapons I can unlock, what different mechanics and abilities those weapons will give me. I completed that one long mission, my first post-tutorial mission. I finished a side quest after that, and now we should have no side quests, sub-quests as the game is calling them. I've cleared this one, I've got my convergence skill, which I haven't tried, and now chapter 2, Champions of the Divine. Second main quest in the same area, the Belgian territory. That means I have another chance to get some of the blossoms I might have missed. We'll see if I'll be able to get all of those, but just a moment, let me double check something. Maybe like that is better. So yeah, let's see how far I can take this.
あの人間、確かイーゴンと言ったか。この辺りにはいないようだな。
いや、守る。
この声は、いや、声ではない。なんだこの感覚は。
Okay, now it should be fine. I was fixing something here with the cables.
そちらです。
これが魂の律動。この声をたどれば。
Spiritual concentration, a new mechanic. T. Detect humans who may become Reinherjar. Okay. Okay, it's that way, but before we go that way, let's get some resources. How am I doing with the materials? $46 yellow souls and 0 azure. Azure probably dropped in the second area. We might not be able to get azure stuff during this mission. Maybe the next one will be, the next chapter will be in the area where azure drops. Oh, there's a sub-quest right behind me. It's saying that there's a sub-quest here. Is it here? Is that the place for the sub-quest? And Elite Reptilian says, good evening, got few moments, so dropped in to see what's this about. Oh, this is an interesting game. It reminds me of the old school Devil May Cry kind of style of arcade-ish games. Especially with the fact that there is scoring at the end. But it's a third-person action RPG, which... in general, those are more arcades than isometric ones. Then, let's say, compared to Diablo, it's different type of action RPG. But it seems very fun. From what I've seen yesterday, I really like this one. Especially the combat. One of the most fun things, probably the best part of this game is the combat. Okay, let's try and show you that. Although I've already been in this zone in the previous chapter. Let's see if some enemies respawn. Right now it's telling me to find someone. Oh, there we go. Oh, what was the... I forgot my hotkey. Was it Q? Was it Q? It was Q, okay. Q is my favorite
無駄な抵抗
functionality.
だったな。神は
This is what the Q does.
救済の時間だ。
I'm probably not the best at controlling my character, because there's a lot of combos you can do with your left and right
厄
click
介な相手だ。
in the right succession.
その魔法の剣で私を守ってルキウス。
わかりました。さあ、レンデル姫、こちらのカー
Is
テン
this
を
a no? This is not a gacha game. This is a single player game without any cash shop or anything like that. I don't do gacha games. At most, if there's a gacha game, I could give it a try for a day, but I don't play gacha games in general. Other than initially trying it so I can tell people what I think about it, I stay away from those. For example, this month there's gonna be one of the more famous gacha games, the new Honkai game, the new Hoyo game, the Mukire or whatever it's called. It will be in my video tomorrow, in my upcoming games video for April, for high profile games. The Star Rail game. But I don't do bullshit games like Genshin and the likes. Pay to win is not for me. Let's see.
歯向かうならば排除するのみ。私を甘く見るな。
Oops, this one. Wait, what? Ah, I've missed it. It's somewhere here.
まさか同盟を結ぼうというのですか。
Just a moment, I want to pour myself some juice. I spilled a little juice, so just a second. I need to get it off and everything. Okay, now we're ready. Where is my new objective? It's not telling me. Find the Knight Commander's sigil. Well, my guess is I'll probably have to go somewhere there. What was the zoom in? Oh, this is a zoom. It's annoying because the map is reverse. When I press up, it goes down. When I press down, it goes up. I'm supposed to look for something, but it's not telling me where. Is that how it's gonna be? Well, that sucks. I can tell you that one. I'll just look around. Ah, it's not letting me go this way. Okay, so at least the game is containing the area I need to look in. Razor set. That made me laugh because I watch a lot of Elite Reptilian videos. Is Elite Reptilian someone that is popular on YouTube? What is on your videos? I might check them out later. What's in the Elite Reptilian videos? Is it some comedy? Or is the only thing that's comedy the name? Because it sounds pretty funny. I'm digging the name Elite Reptilian. What type of videos can I find there? I'll try to remember to check it out later. Let's see, which way do I go? Oh. Okay, nice. Does it remember the settings I gave it? Man, it keeps that's not the resolution the game is playing yet. It's 1080p, but it fucking keeps resetting. You see, there's no difference now. It's fucking resetting every time. Every fucking time. And now if I exit and come back, it would say 720p. Wow, in fact, I'm actually not in 720p. I guess. I hope. Fucking annoying settings. Okay, I was here to check the audio. To check the brightness. It seems a little bit too washed out. So I'll stick to that one without changes. Let's see now. If I go back to the settings, would it remember? Or does it only reset what it remembers after I go to a mission? Again, it says 720p. I don't know if this is just a bug and it's saying 720 while it's actually 1080p. Let's see what's gonna happen if I play on... Oops, not that one. What if I keep doing that? Would that remember? I don't see any difference. I think I was on 1080p. It was just telling me that it was not. It must be some sort of a bug with the game. Okay, so I'll try and check those blue locations, but I think the blue locations are for flowers. Okay, there's one on this side. Over here somewhere. So it's not telling me where to go. I'll just follow this one. It's somewhere in this little area here where I I'm supposed to find something. Where did the other one go? There was a third one. Do I have enough to upgrade? I could upgrade something, but not this one. I could upgrade this one maybe. And then the next one. And then the next one. Razor really said that this was conspiracy theories in Illuminati. I mean, I thought it would be something similar, but I thought it would be a humorous version of that. The elite people on top of pyramid. Yeah, I understand that one. I know that conspiracy about reptilians and stuff. I thought it would be some funny take on that, like parody of all that stuff. But okay, interesting. This is not PC only. If I'm not mistaken, it's also on multiple platforms such as PlayStation, Switch. Let me double check. You can check links in the description. So it's Humble, Steam, GOG, PlayStation, and yeah, I think that's the platforms. So there's definitely a PlayStation version. As for PC, you have choice between Humble, GOG, and Steam. I don't think there is other platforms though. No Xbox, no Switch, as far as I can see. It's a typical single-player third-person RPG in the action RPG in the style Japanese developers make them. You do have that companion system where you can activate the powers of companions as you fight. In the tutorial mission, they introduce you to that system. Right now, I'm on my way to unlock my first one, but in the tutorial, I already had 2 companions there. Find the princess's necklace. Alright, pretty butterflies, tell me where to go. Tell me where to go, butterflies. Probably gonna be another fight here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Boom. Boom. Okay, let's heal.
世界を救う力を
Yes, I can get like 200 FPS in the game if the game wouldn't limit it. The game is giving me two options: 60 or 30 Hz.
安らかな散るがいい
60 or 30 FPS limit. So even if I can get more, the game just doesn't allow you to have more. I can probably get 300 even. Maybe even more on that resolution. Who knows? Okay. The necklace is that way. Okay. I'll just follow the butterflies. As long as I have something to follow, that's fine. Probably another fight before I reach the necklace.
さあ、そろそろ中へ入りましょう。風が強くなってまいりました。
Oh, shit. Oh, those are weak to this weapon. Okay, good thing I switched to that weapon then. Why does it limit the FPS to 60? Because it's ported from console to PC. And they decided to just include that limit there. Let's call it a lazy port or whatever. Arts elixir cannot use anymore. Well, okay, let's heal.
ピュアプラン
Let's drink an elixir. Shouldn't I go to 7? Okay, let's drink an elixir and then let's wood this one. Wait. Pursue Aegon. Aegon, okay, Aegon. The Naruto ninja running. Oh, this guy. Well, for this guy, I better switch to my other weapon. Oh, fuck. Save point. I can enhance my weapon here. I don't have azure gems, so you do have to wait. And I don't have runes yet. So I'm currently capped. Can't learn any new skills until I figure out how to earn blue azure gems. And I think azure gems are just in the second area.
この戦いにゼウスでも加わってほしいとのことだ。奇襲？お待ちください。それと人質となっているアメリア様だ。
Okay, nice. Okay. Oh shit. Finally. Not like the other Monster Hunter titles, more comparable to Monster Hunter Rise, just with the building stuff and much. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, Wild Hearts. I did play Wild Hearts, and Wild Hearts is definitely a monster hunting game, but the performance on that one was awful. Like, you can Google it and you see how many people are struggling, even people with 4090 RTX GPUs are struggling to get stable, good performance. It's a joke when it comes to optimizing that game. I don't know who messed up with Wild Hearts so much. I haven't seen such a badly optimized game in the last several years as Wild Hearts. I was kind of excited about it 2-3 days ago when I tried it, and then my excitement went down the toilet. So yeah, pretty much unfortunate. I wouldn't mind giving it a go later when it's better optimized though. And I definitely agree that the monster hunting genre is not for everyone. But some people just don't do it right. If you take a game like Dauntless, that's extremely badly made monster hunting game. I was a very early supporter of the game before it was even on Steam and all those other platforms, Epic and so on. Like early access support or whatever, early closed beta or whatever it is. But then eventually the game just became less and less enjoyable. But it had promise, that Dauntless game. But in general, not sure if monster hunting is something I enjoy as I used to before when I was younger. So more of a Diablo style or Borderlands style looter game where I have a lot of build diversity, a lot of equipment to grind, a lot of ways to customize my character with skills and with items. And the fast-paced looting. Rather than spending a ton of time fighting one enemy, I'd rather fight a bunch of enemies at the same time, most of the time. And just have boss fights maybe at the end of a stage or something. But I do like games like this one, or I do like tactical turn-based games as well. Not like I only like one genre of games. But my favorite type of games are the Diablo style and hack and slash action RPGs. Or the Borderlands style shooter-wooter games. Shit. He's trying to attack the souls instead of the monster itself. And now the souls boosted the monster. Okay. Maybe on PS5 it might be patched, but on PC with the latest patch from like several days ago, it was terrible. Not in this game. In anyone didn't catch what we're talking about. We were talking about Wild Hearts.
もしかして俺を神の戦士にしようというのか。
それが分かっているならばなぜ拒んだのだ。
俺はアメリア様を守りきれなかった。騎士という立場に縛られ誓い一つ果たせなかった。神の戦士となる資格などない。
その悔いはお前自身の強さだ。私は世界を救済するため強靭な魂を求めている。
世界の救済？
この世界は滅びに瀕している。深海、地上界、お前の国の痕跡、お前の記憶も何もなかったことになる。
死んでなお守れというのか。
ああ、死の先を行く者よ。まだ戦う意志があるならばこの手を取るがいい。
Okay. Levin smash. 3 swash. 30-second. And it's consuming what? 2.5. So what would that be? Aha, you can decide for how long he gets summoned whenever you summon him. And that will change how much soul it will consume. Now, probably a fight to put him to the test.
隠れていないで出てきたらどうだ。
Yeah, I think it's a case of maybe EA, because they're a co-publisher alongside Koei Tecmo. I think EA Games is maybe the ones who rushed it. Maybe they were greedy, they wanted to get their earnings back. Or maybe the developers themselves lied to the publishers and told them the game is in a playable, good, reasonable state. One would never know.
どうやら味方ではないようだ。
Was it the publishers rushing, or was it the developers not disclosing the state of the game,
討伐する。
of not being fully ready for launch? But it is a fact that it definitely needed maybe several more months in the oven. Oh, fuck.
召喚に応じ、共に戦う。
どうやら出番のよ
共鳴する神の雷。
う力を貸すぞ
Ah, shit.
コンバージョンス。 共鳴する神の雷。
力を貸すぞ
死ぬ先を行く者に逃げよイーグル。
Ah! Fuck.
逃げ場は与えん。
I'm still not used to controlling my character properly. In particular, the console design, where I have to press a button and then press WSAD. If it wasn't WSAD but rather 1, 2, 3, 4, it would have been better. But in general, this shitty console design of the skills and stuff, of how I use them, is super annoying. Especially tying my movement buttons as the buttons I use for doing various things, such as my spells or my companion abilities and stuff.
むしろなぜバルキリーである貴様がそれを問う。どういうことだ。
She looks like a Valkyrie as well. Maybe she used to be
私の
one.
名はヒルド。
Oh yeah,
貴
she
様
is.
とはまたどこかで会うかもしれんな。 意味のわからないことをオーディン様に敵対するなど。
ヒルドだったか。見た目はバルキリーだが仲間ではなさそうだな。
敵か味方かは関係ない。オーディン様の敵となる者は切り捨てるのみ。深海へ戻るぞ。
わかった。
Firestorm 1. Okay, so now I have a new spell. What next?
世界を救う力を
See, when I press my middle mouse button and then I have to press WSAD. So that means I have to stop in one place, which is extremely badly designed to have to stop your movement because this is tied to your movement buttons. Whereas on controller, it would probably be the four buttons, the triangle, circle, X, whatever the other one was, square. So on controller, you would probably be able to move, maybe press one of the sticks, and then do the triangle, whatever thingy. Whereas here they decided it would be a fantastic idea to make you use your WSAD buttons instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. But 1, 2, 3, 4 is for the potions and weapons and whatever consumable bar. And they could have at least made it something else or let you change it. But if we go to the options, if I remember correctly, there were no ways to change this button. First of all, it's the middle mouse button, and I cannot use thumb button. I tried setting it to thumb button. I could change it to another button though, but if I'm not mistaken, I cannot change it to... I cannot change the other things. It still would be WSAD. Select board up, select board down. Could I change them to 1, 2, 3, 4? Let's see. No, actually that would be 3. That would be 2. Let's see if it works, if it would let me do it. If it lets me do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, A. Why is it A? 1, 2, 3, A. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna quickly test it. Please I hope it works. If it works, then my only problem would be not being able to use thumb button for it and having to use the middle mouse. Like this one, if I press my thumb button, nothing's happening. Wait, fuck, did it cancel? I think it canceled. It didn't, okay. So now if I use this and number 3.
世界を救う力を
Okay, I fixed one of the inconveniences. I still cannot make it to not use middle mouse button. I'll have to use the shitty middle mouse button for it, but it's better than it could have been, at least. At least I could change the WSAD to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is much more convenient. But I'd rather have QERT instead of having to press one button and then press another. I'd rather just have a single button instead of hold one while pressing the other. But again, I understand they had to design it in a way that it's easy to port from console to PC, and that it works well for console. But the same thing was one of the main reasons why I couldn't enjoy Elden Ring. It's one of my most disappointing games of the last several years, Elden Ring. Especially with that shitty console design it had, which was worse even than this game. With the design of the consumables and other things where you had to press one button while doing another button. I don't know how it gets a Game of the Year, how such a lazy port to PC. For a mouse and keyboard gamer's perspective, Elden Ring was extremely badly designed. For a controller player's perspective, it's probably well designed. I haven't tried it on controller, but the game shouldn't be lazily ported. It should take advantage of mouse and keyboard when it's porting to PC, when it's making a PC version. This game including any game that has a console version and has console design should take the extra effort when making a PC version to take advantage of the freedom and extra buttons that you have on mouse and keyboard control scheme. Also, Elden Ring not having difficulties, another bad reason why I was very disappointed from the game and ended up refunding it. But it's a Souls-like, it's not my genre in the first place. There are very few Souls-like genre games that I like. For example, Steel Rising. I really enjoyed Steel Rising. Very heavy game. It was running very badly on my old GPU back then. Where was Odin? Oh yeah, he was there. But I did enjoy that there were multiple difficulty settings, and I had fun with the combat, with the boss fights and everything. For a Souls-like, Steel Rising was pretty solid compared to Elden Ring, which I didn't like.
その際、黒い鎧のバルキリーらしき。
Continue with the purification of souls on Midgard. Okay. Now, hopefully I can get Azure Gems to do some upgrades. Chapter 3, new category. Hollow Blossom, Verdant Blossom. I could return to this one and do some subquests if I felt like it. Like, for example, there are 2 subquests. But I'm not gonna do the subquests. I wanna see the next area and earn some Azure Gems. And yeah, by the way, there were functions using the 1, 2, 3, 4 keys, which is my potion and weapon switching. I should I call it consumable action bar or whatever. But the thing is, they use it when I press it directly. While the other one requires me to press the middle mouse button or whatever else I put there. And it works. It kind of ends up working fine because of the holding. But I have a big problem with having to hold middle mouse button. I'd much rather, instead of using the button, the finger I use for fighting, I would rather use the thumb. So I can at the same time do something else. Like, I'm not a fan of I could use my middle finger. I could use my middle finger for the middle mouse button, but it's easier for me if I use my pointing index finger for middle mouse presses. And just my muscle memory is in such a way. But in general, I always, whenever I play games, I always assign something to the thumb button. Normally it would be dodge rolls. If I have a jump, I would make the dodge roll thumb button and spacebar my jump. If there is no jumping, I would just make spacebar my dodge roll, and maybe the thumb button would be one of my other things I could use every now and then, like a skill, like a mobility skill. On top of the dodge, or like a defending skill. I remember the times when I had the Razor Naga Molten back in the day, probably 10 years ago or so. back then with the Razor Naga, I actually used almost all the buttons. From the 12 buttons on the Razer Naga back then, I used like 8 or 9. But I used to play MMO games like Ion and stuff, and you had to play the piano to play those games. You had so many skill bar buttons and different skill bars to switch between,
アンデッドを
and for
倒
a
すより
full
随分
rotation,
楽だな。
it was
似たよ
silly.
うな気配を感じる。
I can't see myself playing games like that anymore. I'm fine with up to like 7-8 buttons on the skill bar, including maybe left click, right click, so like 10 buttons. But I think my optimal skill bar is 6 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever else you put it there, and then left click, right click, for a total of 8. Maybe one more at max for a total of 9 I could do. Any more than that, and it's just silly. It's becoming too much and it's becoming bloated. Yeah, those definitely would drop the Azure gems. So this is where we get Azure gems. Equipping runes. If I equip a rune, can I take it out or do I lose it? It can be unequipped and used on other weapons. Perfect, it answers my question. Is the proficiency the stars or is enhancement the stars? I think proficiency doesn't affect the stars, just the letter. A, B, C, D, whatever. And you get proficiency as you keep using a weapon. So I'll need to upgrade this one more time and then it will work. Maybe. Because I think at star number 5 you get the first slot for a rune. And it looks like you might have up to a few slots of runes. There's probably gonna be 3 or maybe even 4 runes at maximum at 10 stars. We'll see. Let's enhance my weapon here. Perfect time to save and enhance my weapon. The terrible PC port and releasing unoptimized games is the epidemic. You have games like Hogwash Legacy, bullshit game like that, terribly optimized, extremely unfun for me. But that's not the point here. It's that it was terribly optimized. You have Returnal, which was kind of a fun game to play, but again, very badly optimized with extremely high requirements and nothing to justify those requirements when I played the game. Then now you have The Last of Us Part 1, the remake, apparently another game that was badly optimized. There was, well, as I mentioned, Wild Hearts. There were a few more that recently released as AAA titles that were badly optimized. And if you check the requirements of those games, there was nothing to justify such requirements. Other than maybe when you enable ray tracing to have the highest requirements there. But the requirements they had for 1080p and putting 720p 30 fps as minimum requirements is bullshit. Just put a higher hardware there and make sure that the minimum always targets 60 fps 1080p. That's another bullshit that recently started happening, and developers started putting some reasonably sounding minimum, but then there's the note, which sometimes is omitted, that those minimum are actually for 30p 720p 30 fps or 60 fps 720p. They don't tell you that sometimes. They don't even bother telling you that sometimes, which is super shitty. So weapon enhancement. I want to enhance this one, right? Oh, I still don't have the Azure gems, but they should be dropping here in this area somewhere. Maybe from the elite monsters in this area. Let's see the map of this. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to do here. Okay, and there's my main quest over there. Purify the soul trees. Oh, Azure gem, there we go. Okay, it is starting bit by bit. It has started. It's as if they intentionally want me to jump from here. Why? Is there a secret?
何があったバルキリー
But for next month, the games that I'm most excited about, probably Dead Island 2 is the one I'm most excited about, but most likely won't be able to play it due to budgetary restrictions. We'll see if there's any platforms from where I could sign up for some free keys. But most likely, even if there are platforms, the requirements would be extremely high and my channels won't meet them. But for tomorrow, I should be releasing a video with 13 upcoming high-profile games. And then I've got another 20 underdog, not so high-profile, not so well-known games that I'll probably split into 2 more videos of upcoming games. But other than Dead Island 2, there are some interesting games that I'm excited to maybe give a go, like Everspace 2. Not sure about Minecraft Legends. Probably not that one, but maybe the Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story, or Trinity Trigger. Trinity Trigger, I'm definitely excited about. As for the glorified, overhyped 3D platformer Metroidvania game called Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I'm definitely not gonna be playing that one. I was very disappointed maybe a month ago or so when I tried the first Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game. It was like a 3D platformer, 3D Metroidvania platformer rather than an action RPG game. Sure, there was fighting, but the main aspect of the game was you running around and doing fucking puzzles, unlike a platformer Super Mario type of game. Which was not what I thought it would be. The trailers and the promotional material was focusing more on the combat and story, which was okay, but not enough, especially the combat. And there were just too much puzzles, and I hate fucking puzzles and jumping around, and I hate that Metroidvania as people call it, where you have to go and do something to unlock another area. Unfortunately, so many games have this bullshit now. So press U when near the tree. Let's see what this does. Oh, it's definitely dropping Azure gems now. Let's see if they're weak against this. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, they're weak to this weapon, so I'd rather fight them with that weapon. But I really want to level up the other weapon as well. Wait, what? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, I should have picked up the healing first. So now, do I go and enhance my weapon first with those gems? Or do I learn new skills with those gems? I think enhancing the weapon would be the better case scenario now. Although the skills work with any weapon, whereas the enhancement would be kind of limited to just that weapon benefiting from it. But now I can do runes on this weapon. Let's see. Yeah, not enough Jediing, exactly. And it wasn't anything like the old Knights of the Old Republic games. I really liked the Knights of the Old Republic, Jedi Academy, even the multiplayer. We used to rock a lot of multiplayer in the old Star Wars LucasArts games. We used to rock a lot of multiplayer in those that had like some deathmatchy thingy, but they had amazing open world RPG experience back then. On those old LucasArts games. Oh, hold your fucking horses. They do a lot of damage here. But it's a new area, it's to be expected. I need to do a little bit of upgrading to get on par with the enemies in this area. What about my map? I am going the right way, it seems. The Dark Souls formula kinda sucked in it too. Yeah, in a way. I mean, there are games that that do it well and where it fits to have that Souls-like Dark Souls formula, but in general it's just an overhyped game because it has Star Wars and because it has good marketing and because they're paying influencers. Or I'm not a fan of the word influencer, but I guess that's exactly what those people do nowadays. Studios are paying them to say good stuff about the game. If you did you see Diablo 4 releasing something yesterday? They released a video. I'm gonna give you the link if you haven't seen it. Just a moment. I'm gonna bring the link. And they included only content creators who said who said good stuff about the game. They didn't include the ones that criticized the game. I mean, it's not a bad video as an idea, but just the people they included in that video, some of them are just obviously shilling, and I don't watch those people from normally when it comes to creators from games I make content for. I don't watch content of other creators to avoid copy pasting stuff from them, either consciously or subconsciously. But before I was a creator and making content, when I played Diablo 3, I did watch two people, Butchet and Riker. Those are the only two Diablo creators I actually know. So the other ones in that video, I don't know. In fact, there's only Riker in this video from the two ones I know. But let me show you the video. Just a moment. I need to copy paste it. But there's like 4, 5, maybe 6 people in that video that they're showcasing, and obviously they handpicked only good stuff. They won't publish a video with the people criticizing the game because they're trying to hype people, which is obviously understandable. But this is very cringy, that video. This is chivalry in its highest form. Oh, and they didn't include Druid. They didn't include any footage of people playing a Druid. I wonder why. Maybe it was mostly frustration and stuff. So they wanted to include people having a good time rather than people getting frustrated at the damage they're doing. Who knows? You're on phone, so you're gonna take a look that, and oh, okay, good enough. Good enough. Yeah, you might want to check it out. You might enjoy. Oof, 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 oof. Let's see. But at least there's one thing that people should know. There's whenever there's a big game releasing, there's always those paid big names that would play it for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks or so, and then they would move on to the next one. But there's also always people that are permanent for that game. And with Diablo, you do know the Diablo 2, Diablo 3 creators, they would migrate to Diablo 4. So even if they are doing any shilling, at least they would also be permanent resident creators for the games. And they would keep making content for it, regardless of whether Blizzard is sponsoring them in any way or not. Surprisingly enough, no Druid on that video. Surprisingly. Yes, very surprising. Totally did not see that coming. Yeah, I only recognized Riker. I mean, I only know 2 Diablo 3 creators, and that's Riker and Butchet. Because those are the 2 people I used to watch for some builds when I was playing Diablo 3 and before I even started streaming in the first place. That was long ago. So the last season and the only season I played Diablo 3 was the season of Royal Grandeur. So I don't know what season number that was. But probably 16, season 16 or 15 or something like that. But it was definitely long ago. And that was my first and last season of ever trying Diablo 3. It was I played it, I got into testing stuff, and eventually I got bored. I played a few different classes, different setups. The itemization is totally fucked up with Diablo 3. And due to that, the build diversity suffers, viable build diversity. Diablo 4 is doing itemization much better. But Diablo 3 did a lot of things well, like the loadouts for drop system, like the rerolling system was better than there as well. In Diablo 4 the rerolling cost keeps increasing, which is super bad, that you have constantly increasing rerolling cost. And you can only reroll one affix of an item. So if you have 3 or 4 secondary affixes, you can only reroll one of those, and once you choose one, that's it. The other ones cannot be changed, which is super shitty. I can't remember if Diablo 3 was in the same way in that aspect, but in Diablo 3 I don't remember it becoming more and more expensive with every enchant and with every reroll. How do I go there? Oh, I remember what I need to do. I need to do this. Oh, wait. I need to first target and then do it that way. That's... Well, in Diablo, let me show you what... in Diablo 4, the skill trees are just the starting point. They are pretty much you selecting your active skills. They're not... The passives in the skill tree, that's not the real passives. The real passives, I'll show you where the real passives are. Let me share my screen. Taking a short break from the game, just so I can show you this. But I think it's good to clear out any confusion. This is where the real skill trees are. The Paragon boards. That's the actual... That's the Path of Exile type of skill tree chopped into bits. This is pretty much it. So when you go to Paragons... just a moment. Paragon trees. Let me just find it. Did they remove it? I hope they didn't remove it, but they might have removed it. They might have removed it. It was here. Just a moment. Maybe I'm just clicking on the wrong place. But there was all the Paragon boards, the Paragon trees were here. Those are the Paragon glyphs, by the way. That's the stuff you can get in glyphs. A bunch of stats you can get from the various glyphs you can slot in. But there's also the legendary. Those are the legendary skills and affixes you can get from the Paragon boards. Maybe they removed the Paragon boards from this game, from this tree here, or maybe I'm just not finding it. But it was here before. Most likely they've just deleted it. Most likely. But it was here just yesterday. It was here. So either Blizzard told them to remove it, or they removed it themselves. But let me see. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. I just go Necro and see. Ah, there it is. So first of all, there are the starting Paragon. Every class has this starting Paragon board. Then on top of that, the Necromancer has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. So 1 plus 8. So you start with this one. This is your starting point. Starting point from here. You go all the way to here, and this is your first attachment gate. And with this attachment gate, for example, let's say you want the Flesh Eater Paragon. Boom, you switch to the Flesh Eater Paragon. And now you have to pick this, or this gate. You connect to the previous one. So from there you have this thing here. Consuming 5 corpses grants you blah blah blah. This is skill modifier. But on the way to this skill modifier, you have dexterity, intelligence, you have a bunch of willpower, and then you have stuff like that. A bonus, a magic bonus to the healing. This one. Budget multiplier, note rate, minor defensive healing, which again I can guess what this does. Let's try and guess with something that's a little easier. This is damage to elites. Damage to elites, intelligence, stuff like that. Damage to injured enemies, crit strike damage, stuff. So there's all sorts of passive stuff, and then you have this one, which is a socket, and in this socket you put glyphs. And there's various different glyphs, including legendary glyphs. Let me try and find you the legendary glyphs. If you go to Paragon Glyph, some of those are legendary. I'm not sure if they would be here, the legendary ones, but some of those are legendary, not all of them, and that's a lot of things. So, for example, for every X of certain stat within range, you get increases to various things, which again it will be interesting where and what glyphs you put, and what things around them you take. And every class has that, and they have those multiple trees. And the thing I like the most about that is, let me go, for example, to Sorcerer. And let's open the, for example, static search. The thing I like the most is that in order to reach this one, you don't need to spend too many points. Let's see, 1 point here, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points. If that is even considered, I'm not sure whether you spent a point here. You probably do spend a point here. So 15 points to reach this. And that means alongside your starting board, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And maybe you would want another couple of Paragon boards. You definitely wouldn't want to take every single board. But let's say you want to take the Ceaseless Conduit, because it's also lightning and it goes well with the static search. And then the Enchantment Master maybe as well, which goes with everything. For the Enchantment Master, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, roughly. So roughly less than 20 points out of your 200 points will go to get this one. And then you would have enough ability to invest into certain things. You want to go here, and when you go here, do you take more intelligence, or are you going for a more willpower build? Are you taking this one on the way, this one on the way? Do you want to go branch out here? Do you want to put more points into this one? So this is gonna be the real passive skill tree. This is gonna be the real Path of Exile style skill tree. But instead of giving you the whole picture at once, they're giving you chopped up bits of it, so it's easier to digest. And you have those slots where you put the glyphs, you have those legendary modifiers, you have a bunch of other minor modifiers there, and there's a lot of good things in there to be considered, and I think many people would have a lot of fun with this. I know I will. Okay, let's go back to the game. So yes, the skill tree in Diablo 4 might look very basic, but because that's not the real tree, it's just a little bit of passives and the active skills, and that's pretty much what it is about. It's your starting point. It's about you choosing what skills you want to build around. Then once you've chosen that, once you've chosen your direction, whether it's fire, lightning, cold, whether it's a mixture between lightning and ice, maybe, or whether it's you going for conjuring and summons and stuff like that. That's just one example, obviously, I'm giving. From this is just the starting point. There's a lot more depth when you take the Paragon boards and when you take unique items. Unique items, keep in mind, you can only have one unique item per build. And there's like 50 plus unique items in the game. There's 250 almost legendaries. Obviously, some things are class specific, but you have to make some choices. And the thing I like about Diablo 4 is that they don't want the power to come from the skills, from the skill tree. They want the power to come from items and to be all about tinkering and deciding what skills, what aspects you take and what items, unique items, whatever you decide to choose to complement your build. Whereas in Diablo 3, it was extremely boring. It was take that full set, or maybe go for a setless build with that one other item, forgot its name. So yeah, take that full set, build around the skill that this set tells you, and that's it. But with Diablo 4, you can have a lot of weird setups. For example, I was playing setups without builders. On the Necro, I found a way to play it without having a basic skill. And I on the Druid, I was playing a build without an ultimate. Because I'd rather spend my mastery points on passives from the ultimate skill tree instead of using any of the ultimates in the beta. So there are ways definitely to make the game more fun when you take Paragon boards into account and when you take the unique item and legendary items aspects. That's the real deal there. What legendary aspects you take. And what Paragon board you want to invest into, and if you invest into those Paragon boards, where you would spend your 200 Paragon points. And 200 points is a lot. You saw the trees, you saw that you need around 20, and with those Paragon boards you won't need all of them. You could invest into all of them for the glyphs, but the legendary skills in those Paragon boards, you wouldn't want to get the fire and the lightning and the cold on the same build because it's gonna be silly. Unless you're doing some sort of a rainbow build where you're using every single element. Okay, like that. Nice. So there's a lot to get excited. The power coming from items, well, in Diablo 3 the power was coming from items. Yes, but it was super shittily designed. There's nothing wrong about the power coming from items. Only when it's done in a bad way, it's boring. When you don't have a ton of diversity, when you don't have options to mix and match stuff, where you just go and get that fucking full set and then you're done. Whereas with Diablo 4 you have a lot of options. You have so many different aspects, and certain aspects can be moved from one spot to another. And you still have to have some balance in terms of skills, which Blizzard really needs to fix, because in the beta, at least in the early levels, we definitely saw that some skills are completely underwhelming when compared to other skills of the same quest. And then there's Barbarian and Druid in the early levels, which without items, with just yellow items, were terribly weak. But then you have Barbarians 1-2-shotting the Butcher after they gain the fully min-maxed 25 level experience. When they would get the right aspects and stuff, you could see Barbarians 1-2-shotting that Butcher. And Druid could definitely become super strong with the right items. But that's level 25, that's not indicative of how it would be in late game, how it would be when you have access to the Paragon boards and when you have access to every single different aspect and full skill trees, especially key passives. Key passives would be, well, key for a build. It would be very build defining, especially some of them are definitely nudging you towards one direction or another. So key passives would be extremely important for a build. Yes, power will come from items, because items are like they have attached a bunch of nice skills to them in a way. They have a lot of good stuff coming from them. But without those little few passives in the skill tree and without the Paragon boards, it would be boring. So it's not just the items, but I think the diversity is the best thing about it. That they just hopefully have balanced well for late game. Because early game they do need to work on making sure that every class has a reasonably fun and enjoyable experience when leveling up, so that one class doesn't feel extremely overpowered early in the game, and people would always start with that class because it's the easiest one to reach end game first and to jumpstart your season. So they definitely need to make sure that that's not the case. Otherwise, everyone would be starting with a sword or with a necro, and then create their outs after they have reached endgame on those classes. Hopefully, they think about this and how this would affect the game. But in general, Diablo has more things I like than Diablo. Diablo 4 has more things I like than Diablo 3. But Diablo 3 has a lot of things I like that I wish Diablo 4 would have inherited. Especially when it comes to quality of life. It's as if they intentionally omitted a lot of the good things that Diablo 3 did from 4 for the sole purpose of making the game more grindy and making you spend more time playing the game before you reach certain goals. Which is not the way to keep players playing your game. If your game is fun enough, people will keep playing it. Regardless whether you tie them down with fear of missing out or other things like that. Or intentionally cap their progress that they can do with long respawn rates of bosses and stuff like that. And then they do need those bosses in order to get the materials for various functions, various features in the game that require those materials. We'll see how it is. The beta did give us a glimpse, but a short glimpse of what one can expect. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh! Fight, don't fool me. Why is he following me? Why isn't he fighting? This NPC is fucking stupid. Shit, 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 shit. Fuck. I couldn't cancel. There is no animation cancelling from what I've seen. I tried to cancel with dodging, but until she was done with her combo, she wouldn't really dodge. Grim Dawn is one of the worst ways to do skill evocation. Diablo 2, no respect, no changing your mastery. I mean, there are respects, but not full respects. I can change my mastery. And they have this annoying dependence of having to put points into this one skill to get the next one skill, which is extremely frustrating. Torchlight 3 did it in a very good way, where you just need to spend a total of X points to unlock certain skills. It doesn't matter where you spend them, you just need to have spent those points. Not having to put points into a skill that I totally don't need, so I have to put at least 1 point into it to reach the next one. Which definitely they took from Diablo 2, which is super frustrating, having to take skills you don't need, having to sacrifice that one fucking points in a skill that I don't need. Diablo 4 is doing something similar to Torchlight 3. You just need to put X amounts of points elsewhere. You have to choose where. Although it's still not as good as Torchlight 3. Did it, unfortunately. Still not as good. But because in Diablo 4 I still had cases where I would have to put points into a basic skill, even though I don't want a basic skill in my build. I still have to put 2 points before I can unlock the core ones. So it still has this one. They should have unlocked the core skills at level 1 without needing 2 points. It should have been 0 points required for core skills. The same way basic skills are 0 points required. At least that's how I would have done it. But again, some people are just used to certain things, and when they see something done differently in a new way, they immediately don't like it without seeing the positives of that one. And I personally really like how Diablo 4 didn't go too complicated, too difficult, and adding too much depth to the skill tree, whereas they decided to add their depth to the Paragon boards and through itemization, so that you have options to chase stuff. But there are some things that I don't like, that are counterintuitive to what they're doing. For example, with legendary aspects, sure, you can take one aspect from one item, put it on another, but then that's it, the aspect is gone. You can no longer take it back from that one item to put it on a third item. So once you imprint an aspect from one item to another, it's been used up. You only have one charge of imprinting, let's put it that way. And I'm not a fan of this one. I would rather farm for my min-maxed maximum row aspect that gives me the best possible stats on that one aspect of a sacred or ancestral or whatever, a version of that aspect. And then I know, okay, I've gotten this aspect, I don't need to farm it again. I'll put it on the item I want, and then later I can put it on another, and so on. But that's not the case. You can only reuse an aspect once, and that's it. And this is super counterintuitive. This beats the whole purpose of having that system with the imprinting, to only be able to use it once, to do it once. Because later you would have to farm this aspect again if you really want to make some minor changes by moving things around from one place to the other on your gear slot. And again, it's as if someone has been forcing the developers to make the game more grindy and to make the game more time consuming, to artificially make you spend more time playing it to reach your goals. It's as if they don't want people to have outs. It's as if they want people to only play one class, one character, and only one build. Not sure if you've played the close beta. I haven't, but people who have played the close beta of Diablo 4 did say that it's extremely expensive to do a respec, and the developers themselves said it in a video, in an interview, that it might be better to just reroll a new character of the same class instead of respecing fully. And that's fucking silly. That's the most stupid thing I have heard a developer say about their game. And yeah, Joe Shelley fucking said that. I think it was Joe Shelley that said that. I might even try and find you the moment where he says it. Let's pause the game and let's try and find that moment. Just a second. I'm gonna share my VOC. Let's go. File Explorer. Diablo 4 Rose. Was it December 2022? Live stream? No, that's not it. November 2022? I think it's November 2022. I think it's this video. I think it was this video. Just a moment. It's from an interview.
Ideas for the game, or when we hit in the way.
How does it make it feel unique to yourself, but not? I don't. There's games where services make a build.
Are looking at this big map of skills and you know.
I think it
asking
was
what
this
is that,
interview.
right?
Just a moment to
I
find
love
the
theory
exact
crafting.
moment.
Like that's one of the things that draws me to these types of games is how do I make a build? How do I skills we're using and complicated? I was just lost when I first came to there from skill to richness of the program.
Building off of them. That's another area where we've got skill, and you must take 1 point in this, and then that you saw in D2. But you have all of these sort of skill tags you can highlight.
Skills that have bleeding in it, or would.
So you can respec point by point. You can directly in the skill tree for gold, and that gold cost ramps up at some rate as you level up. So as you more clearly define your build and like get more things that are associated with it and supporting it, it becomes a little bit more expensive to respec, but still doable. So those choices have meaning. And at the early part of the game, it's very, very inexpensive, very small gold cost. So you feel like, oh, like I'm gonna try this skill. Like, oh, I didn't like that skill. I'm gonna try this skill. Or like, oh, that skill looks exciting.
It should be like that for the whole fucking game, not just at the beginning.
And you can also do full respec at any point as well. So, you know, a lot of as you build out the skill tree, you have things that unlock based on self. Like you know, press one button to buy a skill and the other button to respawn that skill. So you really are just in that tree, like adjusting where all your points are, and you don't have to like jump out and go to some other menu.
That's one of the things that's really different between the kind of paper. One of the things about the gold cost going up over time is that basically there's going to be a point in time where I'll make up a number, but like say at level 50, there's going to be a point in time where you go like, oh, I would like to be a different barbarian, but it's too expensive to undo everything I've done. It's actually better for me to roll another barbarian and start a new.
So it was not Joe Shelley, it was Ferguson that says that. Okay, but they said it. They fucking said that. See? And this is the part that I just can't understand why you think that that's a good thing. It's as if they really want to make the 1% purists, Diablo 2 purists happy, and unhappy the another remaining 99% of their potential player base.
And go fresh.
Just
oh, I'd like
hear
to be
it
a
again.
different barbarian, but it's too expensive to undo everything I've done. It's actually better for me to roll another barbarian and start a new one and go.
Fucking silly! I'm telling you, this is the most deluded comment I've heard the developer say. Why? Diablo 3 did respecking in a good way. Warhammer Chaos Bane did it in a good game. You can respec all the time as much as you want without any cost, so that you don't have to get punished for mistakes you've made. So that you get that new fucking nice item, you get that unique item, and then you're like, okay, this is my first unique item, I want to build around it, but this is for Fire Mage. I'm a Cold Mage. Fuck, what do I do now? Oh shit, now do I have to start a new character? Why? Why should I start a new character? But that's exactly what they want you to think, which is super stupid. To want your people, you want your players to say, fuck, kill me now. I just got a new item, but it's for a different build. And I want to try it, but now I have to reroll on your character and grind. Mind blown by how someone thought this would be a good idea. Okay, back into the game. And yeah, I download those interviews and stuff. I keep them recorded on my PC so that I can reference things, so that I can, if I'm not sure what happened, I can always look back into it and remember. So see, I thought it was the other person who said it. I thought it was Joe Shelley, but it was actually Ferguson who said that, not Shelley. And just pulling this one out definitely helped me confirm who said it. Launch kick, okay. Do I have new runes? No new runes. Let's save. No. In that interview, or maybe another one of the interviews, but I think it was in the same interview, they said they want a sort of permanence. They want to have players to feel that permanence. Well, not everybody wants to feel that permanence. I think they're just... The problem is people like me are not as vocal in the forums and whatever, and Reddit or whatever. You won't see me going in Reddit and whining about how I don't like it. You would hear me whining like now in the video. That's my way of whining. That's how I QQ. In my content, I make content, I write it in my website, but you won't see me writing that whiny comment on the Blizzard forums or whatever to say QQQ. I want permanent skills. I don't want respect QQQ. But the people who want permanent skill trees, who want zero respects, are extremely vocal on forums like Reddit, on the Blizzard forums and whatnot. So probably that's why that the more casual players out there that would rather have free respect all the time as much as possible, those people probably were not the type of person that would go into the forums and into various social media to tell developers about what we want, and probably that's why we're getting this treatment. Probably that's why they're not listening to what we want. But I do make content, and I do tag Diabu every time I upload my content. Most likely zero developers have watched my content. That's to be expected. But I do make some good points in my videos. I do have a video of the things that Blizzard is doing wrong with Diablo 4. And in there I'm listing all sorts of things, including the respects, including how PvP is done in a very bad way, where you're using PvE items for PvP. And you're not separating the PvP from the PvE in any way. And other things, I've included a bunch of other things there. No, shit. What is happening? I'm not seeing anything. Oh boy. Oh shit, oh fuck, why do they do so much damage? I'm playing on the normal difficulty. There were so many more difficulties above normal. I should have started on easy. Should have played on easy. Fuck. Oh shit, this didn't hit it. He cast it in the wrong place. Okay, I got it, I think. Got it. Had to use a lot of potions, but got it. Well, Razor, what you're saying is not what's happening. It's exactly the opposite. They're doing, instead of it's so easy, they're thinking about making it all the opposite of easy, not hard. Well, not the opposite of easy, not hard, but grindy. Because hard and grindy are different things. They're thinking of making you slowly get the stuff. Instead of giving you easy respect right now, they're making it difficult, but not through difficulty, through time spent. They want your time they want your time spent to earn a goal to be longer than it needs to be. A goal as simple as respecting. And that's not a difficulty, that's just boring grind. And that's not what a game should have, especially a game where they're in the same interview that I played you, they say that they want people to experiment and to have fun testing new things. And then they say the exact opposite thing when they say that it might be better to start a new character of the same class instead of do a full respec after level 50. So that if that's not contradicting yourself, I don't know what is. But yeah, they're not making things easy for us. They're making it a little harder, but not through difficulty, but rather through grind. And grind should be reasonable. It shouldn't be like you get the best gear in a single kill, but it shouldn't be to the point where you have to grind just to change up your build a little, just to do a full respect of your character. See, exactly, that's another thing that makes no sense. This type of permanence makes sense if you have a game like Grim Dawn, because in Grim Dawn your characters are there forever. You can always use your old characters with the new content. So having to grind to respect, or having no respect, such as in Grim Dawn you cannot change your mastery, your second mastery, your first mastery, I mean. There are tools like Grim Stash or whatever that let you reset your character, whatever. But in the base game, but it makes sense because there's no seasons there. And if you have seasons, the logical choice is to have easy respect, to have fast experience rates, so that when people need to redo it for the end time every 3 months, that they would easily reach the end game without having to bother with the leveling up much, and they wouldn't worry about respects. But they're doing the exact opposite. They're doing the thing that you shouldn't want in your game when you have seasons. They're doing the grindiness. You don't want people to be grinding just so they can respect. You want people to be grinding just so they can test a new build. They get a new unique item and now you want them to grind for items that go along with that unique item, aspects that go with that unique item. But someone there is extremely disconnected with what is good for a game like Diablo in terms of longevity, in terms of the community, in terms of what you would want to have if you have seasons, if you have people starting over every 3 months. You shouldn't approach this game like you would approach Diablo 2 or Grim Dawn. So the Diablo 2 also has starting over, so that's probably not the best example. Bad experience rates and costly respect makes sense if you have no seasons, if you don't make a start over. I would be happy to have this permanence if there were no seasons, because I would know, okay, I would spend hundreds of hours gearing up this build, then I would make another sorcerer and another sorcerer and another sorcerer for each build I want. But now I know that's stupid to do, because in this season, after 3 months, I would have a new season and I would have to start over, because if I play my old character, I won't have access to the seasonal mechanics. I would still be able to play my old character, but not on the new content and the new seasonal mechanics. They won't let me migrate my old character and convert it to a seasonal character from a non-seasonal one. So again, they need to think about what fits in a seasonal what should I say it, seasonal not mechanic but playstyle, maybe in a seasonal model, maybe it's the best way to put. Seasons can be done in a good way. I've said it many times in my streams. You can do seasons without forcing people to start over. You can give them new seasonal content without forcing to make new characters. You can make it in a way where starting new characters would be what people would want to do, but not what they should be forced to do. The way I would do seasons is I would have an option to migrate your old character into the new season. If there's any massive game-breaking changes or whatever in the new season, this new character would inherit those things, but that character won't have access to certain achievements or whatever, seasonal journey elements that require you to level up a new character to X level. But they would still be able to migrate your old character from non-seasonal to seasonal, just forego any cosmetic rewards they could get for leveling up a new character to the max level or something like that. Anything that has to do with the progression of a character in the season, they're just foregoing those rewards, and that's understandable. Diablo 3 seasons and Diablo 2 seasons completely kill the current servers to the point that people stop playing till new season comes out. Well, Diablo 4 will be in the same way. Month and a half, 2 months, then people stop playing for the last month and a half of the season, move on to another game until the new season starts. Believe me, there won't be many people. There will be many people that won't be returning for season 2 after they see how season 1 is. If season 1 is the way they have suggested, they have hinted at, unless they have changed their ideas of how they should handle seasons, unless they listen to reasonable feedback. There will be a lot of people playing in season 1, but how many of those people will return for the second one? And maybe if many people don't return for the second season, maybe that's gonna be a wake-up call for them to realize that there is a need to do something, to change something. But it's much cheaper to Blizzard to pay money to influencers, to pay Blizzard to big streamers every season when the season starts, to hype out that new season, so that their followers, so that the sheeple that do whatever streamer A or B tells
気
them
にするな
would go and play the game for at least a few weeks in that new season. It's much cheaper to do that type of marketing rather than change your game, rather than developers actually
生きた
changing the
人間
game in a
を
way
発
that
見することはそんな
that
に
wouldn't
重要
require such marketing.
これほど崩壊した世界であっても
We'll see. I
ま
mean,
だたくましく生きている者がいる
Diablo 4 has good foundation of a game.
救われるような気持
He
ち
has good ideas, but some of those ideas
理
are
解
not
ができんな
not executed in the most player-friendly way.
バルキリーとの
They're
感覚の
executed
違い
in
に
a
は
in
ま
a
だ慣れないな
publisher-friendly way. Let's put it that way. In earnings-friendly way, but not in a player-friendly way. Wait, is there another soul tree? Oh, there is another one. Oh, this one again. But hopefully all the potential of Diablo 4 that I'm seeing doesn't end up getting wasted by bad decisions. Because it has a massive potential to be wasted. It also has massive potential to be something great and not wasted. We'll see how it goes eventually. So that's my new weapon. What element is it? How do I know what element this weapon is? That's the thing I find that frustrating. This game is not telling me what element my weapons are. But clearly some enemies are weaker to some weapons and the other way around. So how do I know which weapon is good to upgrade and which one isn't? I'll upgrade this because I have a feeling I'll need it soon. Upgrade it to 5. 5 should be enough for it. 5 stars. Now I don't have much yellow souls for skill upgrades. But maybe I'll have some soon. But again, there are ways to handle seasons without forcing your player base to start over. It's just that they never do that. Developers never do that thing. I've designed it in my document where I've written game design ideas for my own game. Then I've designed how a seasonal model could work. I've thought very hard about this, and most of the things I've written, there are a lot of things I didn't write as well. But in general, yeah, there are ways to give people new content and new seasonal mechanics, and let them play their old characters if they feel like it, but also reward them some cosmetics if they choose to just play a new character and do certain things like level up a new character to max level, but being optional. So yeah, there's gonna be a cosmetic, not something that you would care about much. And if you really want it, then maybe you can level up a new character when you feel like it, but you don't need to do the story. You can just boost it, power level it or whatever, and it's gonna be boring to do it, but it's only if you want that cosmetic. You won't feel pressure to it, and you won't feel the need to start the season in such a way. You can do it later when you have farmed most things, and only if you really want that cosmetic. You could skip it, or you could just leave it for later and just start with your old character and experience the new content. But in general, you can just add new content without it being tied to seasons in the first place. The way I've designed my game is in a way that all the types of old content would benefit from the new one, and they would just get expanded. So by adding a new content every season, if you have to call it seasons, every content update, let's say that way. By adding new things, the old type of end game activities would just get expanded rather than replaced. And mechanically, they would still work in the same way, unless we decide to shift things up. But they would just get new stages, but not new stages in terms of difficulty, new biomes, let's put it that way. We could just keep adding new biomes that are thematical and fit the new content that was added. So let's say we are in a new area that has specific monsters and that has specific look of the environment of that area. Well, all the types of old endgame, whether it's something that's similar to Bounty, something that's similar to Rifting or whatever, gets populated with the new enemies, with the new map designs, area designs, with the new skills or abilities or whatever that comes with that. So it's expanding the old endgame, not replacing it. And with the seasons, you just get something fresh and new. Okay, understandable. But again, you don't have to do seasons in this way. You can still give people new content without forcing them to start over. And they can still enjoy the new stuff with their old characters the same way they would if they make a new one. But if you want them to go through some story, you could just add some mini storyline. If it's not like a massive expansion, you can still add a mini storyline that goes with the content. And I've designed it in such a way where you have those characters. I'm not gonna say anything much more, but you have those characters, and every season you meet a new one of them. And that character makes you relive their past. It makes you relive their past, and while reliving their past, you're actually doing some content, some endgame content to relive their past. And I don't want to say too much and reveal my idea there, but yeah, you can do that whenever you feel like it. Get some rewards to finish their story, the story of those. Let's call them. I don't want to say the name that I've come up with, but let's call them. Let's call them spirits, maybe. Because they're not really called spirits, but in any case, let's call them those spirits. So you're reliving the memories of that specific spirit, and every season will be a new spirit that comes from a different region, different area, that has specifically different environment. So this is the jungle. The guy that came from a jungle-looking tribe that lives in the jungle from area like that. So you'll be fighting enemies from that region. Then next time you have a guy that came from the cold region, in the mountains, and you'll be fighting enemies in that environment that are thematical to that environment. And each season having such a team and having one such spirit to make you go through their memories, and you relive those memories, leading up to a boss fight. And that boss fight is not gonna spoil it. But yeah, that boss fight is someone you have to beat, and then after you've done that, this boss fight, this enemy would start appearing in the regular content, where you have random chances to encounter some certain bosses and stuff like that. I mean, I've got a lot of ideas. I mean, if I had the funds and the people to make my game, definitely won't be something on the scale of Diablo. But with a small team, we can make something great. Okay, let's keep moving. But the way I've designed everything is that it has unlimited, literally unlimited possibilities of adding new things, new content, new areas. The way the world is designed. If we can even call it a world, because it's not really one world, it's many. I don't have a healing potion. I wanna try this new weapon, but it's very weak. Do we have new runes? No new runes. Oh, this is a lightning weapon, okay.
この程度ならたやすいことだ。
世界を救う力をキュアプルムス
Fuck.
キュアプルムスはずよ
Come on. Come on. Keeps dodging. Every time I try to get close. Okay. Okay, got that stuff. Physical damage reduction. Is that a rune? A rune? For physical damage reduction? I think it is. Is there something here? I mean, I'm about to come here, so there's gotta be something to make me wanna come here. Okay, I don't think there's anything special. Wait, what? It's telling me to come here. Why? What's so special here? That's strange. Okay, I think I just need to use that spirit over here. Maybe it will go in the right place then. Yeah, that's it. The pathfinding wasn't right over there. I was trying to go through the river and that's why it disappeared. I think I get it. It's leading me towards this way. Okay, it's there, but before I go there, I want to see what's here. That's what's here. I need healing potions. Did I get some? I didn't. I need more yellow souls.
世界の救済を進めねば。せっ恐れる戦士リードここにあれ。
勝利を捧げよう。
Oh man, oh look at that, oh that move is amazing.
この程度のたやすいことだ。
Pretty fun. Okay. Now where? Do I jump over here? Alright, spirit fell. I see it. Over there. I see. That's where I need to go. No. Fuck. Okay. Man, the fighting is just so nice. It's flashy without being overwhelming, because some games do flashy, but they do it super overwhelmingly flashy. This one is moderately flashy, without giving you something that covers the whole screen. Forspoken, for example, had a lot of flashy things, but they ruined the vision, the experience in many ways. You enjoyed Forspoken, but some of the skills were a little bit too flashy. It looks fun when you see it the first time, when you see it in a trailer, but when you start playing it, it might cover your vision, having so many effects in your face all the time. And the slave racks. I wonder what performance I would have with this GPU now on Forspoken. I might reinstall it and just mess around with some of the side stuff.
でるなんて失礼な真似をしました。
気にするな。それよりもその道具のことを教えてほしい。
Boom. Oh, look at what the monster did to me, motherfucker.
勝利を捧げよう。
Nice. Need more yellow souls. Okay. What's in this one? Oh, I don't have the souls. But a safe is a safe. Okay, nice. Very nice. I'm glad I learned that skill. The chain attack or whatever it's called. Oh, Ari's block. Oh, I have a block. Well, if that's the block, let's put it. Oh no, the game doesn't accept my thumb button. See, that's another thing I sometimes put on my thumb button. If I have shift as dodge row, or space as jump, or space as dodge row if there is no jumping, then the thumb button could always be used for blocking. But normally I try to do dodging with the thumb button. Just like when games accept my thumb button, and if they accept the second thumb button, even better. Then I have some extra keys that are much easier to reach than having to press T, G, V, R, F, whatever. Huh? He attacked me. I was moving fast enough for him to not reach me. I guess those monsters are fast when they decide to be. Longest map. Guess that's how it is in this game. The first time you do a mission in a map, it's long. The first chapter that takes you to that area. Chest. How am I doing with the yellow souls? Oh, auto summon. Ah. Interesting. Wait, what? Oh, I can disable some skills. What is CP? Oh, it takes your CP if you switch something off. This is my favorite now. So I can disable some of the things if I don't like them. I wonder if while I'm finishing, I'm immune or something. Because it walks me into an animation and I become vulnerable to attacks while I'm walked into that animation. So hopefully... Oh, by the way, I should have new spells to equip. Oh, and there's a new heal. Does the cost change? Is it, oh, it costs 2 instead of 1. Okay, understandable. Doesn't want to go back. Okay, I understand. I understand. That was nice. I threw him off the map. Or he... Ah! No, no. Fuck. I overdid it. I overdid it. Stubborn Fortune Tower. Mhm. Let's check this one. I think this game is designed in such a way where you would want to do those side quests. Every time you have a side quest, you would want to do it before you progress the main mission. To get that extra, to get those extra materials to become stronger. But if those are from the previous area and it won't reward me the materials needed to upgrade that only drop in this area, then obviously there might be no point in doing them, because I've got plenty of the previous area materials. But the yellow souls, on the other hand, I get everywhere. You see now this item and that item, they require ruby gems, which drop in the next area. So I won't be able to upgrade them until I reach the next area. Then I would be able to get them to star number 7. Whereas the other ones I can still do with azure gems up to level 6. Okay. Okay, like that. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Well, now we are screwed. Go sleep with the fishes. Cheat. Cheat. I couldn't dodge. Fuck.
ここにあれ。
そうか、行くとするか。
はずいわ。キュアプラン。
Oh no! Fuck.
神に積んで。我がしもべとしての務めを見事に果たしたぞ。
Okay, good.
これは救済だ。恐れることはない。
Which way now? I'm assuming. Oh yeah, there it is. I could enhance this weapon, or I could spend this on skill points. And I'll do the skill points thingy, the skill upgrades. So now we go here. Okay, now this way. Oh.
戦士リーダーここにある。
Come on.
次に備えねば。
Can I open? No. Okay, let's go this way then.
好都合だね。
Okay.
歯向かうの回復するな。
I don't know. I could call this. I guess that's the new one. Probably before it wouldn't have done that. Okay, nice. How many yellow souls? This one needs 100. This one needs 60. And here I just need 60 as well. This one is nice. Okay, nice. No wood, no chests. Let's move then. Over here. Interesting stuff. Man, the combat is one of the best ones I've seen in a similar game in terms of moves that you have access to and the fluidity of them. The only thing that it's missing is cancelling some of the animations. Once you start the combo, being able to cancel it would be nice. Being able to start the dodge and immediately cancel whatever you were doing with that dodge. By the way, in Diablo 4, I've noticed that attacking manually on the rogue when I was playing the barrage rupture setup, I noticed that if you hold the button with rupture, it's slower than if you were to just pump it and constantly press it yourself. I wonder if that's intentional, to make people break their mouse. I'm the type of person that rarely holds a button. I'd rather press it. So for me, it's just how I'm used to playing, to keep pressing the button, pumping the button of the skills, whether it's the mouse or whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But I personally liked it that it was in such a way, but many people probably won't like it, because they would feel forced to keep pumping the button rather than holding it. What time is it? 11:19 p.m. Oh, after this mission I might stop and go cook. Probably at the boss fight, if not yet, maybe in a bit. Oh, I see. There's a chest. Come on. I should be able to do that jump. I know I can. Come on. How do I do this stupid jump? Come on. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Maybe I'm not supposed to do it yet. Maybe I need some sort of dashing midair. See, I can do dash now, but not midair. Maybe later I learn dashing midair and that lets me do it. Because I do have the double jump, but the double jump is not enough in this case. Maybe through here I can do it. Fuck it. I'm not gonna waste my time on this. Oh, come on. I'm just spamming the same thing. No, fuck. Okay, I was just messing around, testing some combos on this rapier looking weapon. It's this way. Those rapiers are pretty fun when they add them in games. I've always enjoyed rapiers as weapons. Especially when they let me dual wield them. Come on, come on. Are we fighting a code Valkyrie? Prison for a merchant soul. Cypher's arrows. A volley of countless arrows comes hurtling towards Valkyrie to block her path. Both the enemy and Valkyrie will take damage from the arrows. Aha, so should I take the damage so the enemy takes it, or should I avoid it? I wonder now. What would be the better case? I mean, if I have enough potions and if it's worth. But Cypher would be my next Iron Jar. It will be ice. I got lightning. Next will be ice. Guy saying Watashi, interesting. Okay. What the? There is no spirit this time around, so. No, run. Okay. Cutscene maybe? No. Okay.
はこれは見つかってしまいましたか。
サイファよ、この世界は今滅亡に瀕している。我が手を取りエインフェリアとなれ。
そのお話でしたらお断りしたはずです。
わからない。なぜ拒む？
私は神の戦士の器ではありません。生来体が弱く、戦う力もない。私にできることは金勘定だけ。それすら肝心な時に役立てることができなかった。
なあサイファー、世界は俺たちの時代とは大きく違ってしまったらしい。俺の祖国も守るべき人ももはや存在しない。俺も今では人ではなくなってしまった。それでもまだやれることがあると信じている。このまま後悔を残して消えたくはない。お前だってそうじゃないのか？
私は償いたいだけなのです。
I understand why he's using Watashi, even though he's a
そ
guy.
の機会も永遠に巡ってこない。サイファよ、お前に世界を救済する力を与えよう。
New ally unlocked. Cipher. Grave Ep.2, okay. And it's right on time, it's 30 minutes past 11 p.m. 31 now. Time summon. Oh, the more you summon them, the stronger they get. Is that it? But they get that at the end of the mission, not during the mission, it seems. So far, I'm not planning on playing anything else tomorrow. It should be this game. So there will be more tomorrow of this game. Unless, who knows, maybe something happens to make me want to play something else. We'll see. But tomorrow I'll be busy with finishing what I started today, the upcoming high-profile games video. 13 titles. I decided to include 13 titles. The majority of those were in my quarter two quarterly special of upcoming games. But there are some that were not in that quarterly special of most anticipated games, so hopefully you're looking forward to it. If you weren't, well, it's still coming regardless of that. But in the evening, sometime in the evening, I should be able to stream more of this game tomorrow. So that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by, watching me play another 2 chapters of it. Keep it cool until next time from me, and goodbye.